Yeah, so as Stephen mentioned, my name is Jeff Aaron, and I run marketing for PernixData, and I have the great distinction of being here with Satyam Vagani, who will be up here in a second, who's our CTO and co-founder. And lest anyone think for a second this is not a live event, obviously we've proven that it is. And we're excited because we have a lot of big news that's coming today. And how do you know that? Obviously, if anyone's been looking at social media, we've been doing our best to hype it up, and as is the delegates here. But there's one other big indicator here that some really big news is coming, and that's because Satyam Vagani is wearing a suit. The only time I've ever seen Satyam Vagani wear a suit has been Storage Field Day events. Storage Field Day 3 when we first announced FVP, and 5 when we did 2.0. And so when he wears a suit at Tech Field Day,
and during kernel showers.
Sorry.
And for kernel showers.
Yeah, as well. So he does it weddings, funerals, and other events too. So big news coming. And actually what Satyam is going to be talking about is actually, there's not one big announcement, not two big things, not three, but actually 4 big things we're going to be talking about today. By way of advancements with FVP and other products and other things you can do with the data we collect. Stephen asked, though, for me to step up here for about 5 minutes, so bear with me. It's just going to be a short 5-minute presentation before we get to Satyam. But I just wanted to bring some folks up to speed on PernixData and our original products for those that may not have sat through some of the older Tech Field Day presentations. So for those not familiar with PernixData, we are a storage company, but we're very unique in that we have a very rich virtualization DNA. In fact, if you look at folks like Satyam, there's probably very few folks in the industry that actually have that intersection of storage and virtualization. Satyam actually created VMFS, he created VAI, he created, was it vVols? vVols. Created vVols, a technology a lot of you have maybe heard of. And so obviously that comes through in a lot of our engineering and a lot of our other groups in terms of the way we come at storage. Our other co-founder is an individual by the name of Pujan Kumar. He came from VMware as well, running their data services group, and prior to that ran Exadata. At Oracle. We are a privately held company. We are funded by some of the top VCs in Silicon Valley, Kleiner, Lightspeed, and Menlo, with individual investments from some of the who's who in the industry, folks like John Thompson, you got folks like Mark Leslie, Mark Benioff, et cetera. Our first product, the one we had announced actually for the first time to the world at Storage Field Day 3, is called FVP. It is a software solution that sits inside the hypervisor kernel. And what it does, it basically virtualizes or clusters high-speed server media like flash and creates a low-latency I/O acceleration tier out of that high-speed media. So the goal is really to decouple storage performance from storage capacity, moving performance into the server tier while keeping capacity in your shared storage arrays. In doing so, you basically get the best possible latency, you get the best possible storage costs, and also you can scale out IOPS very predictably with compute. When we announced FVP, it was revolutionary and remains revolutionary to this day because it's the only storage acceleration solution inside the kernel that uses a true clustering technology where any VM can literally pull data off any server media inside the cluster. And it's the only one doing write acceleration as well as read acceleration. Some really interesting things. And there's other advantages, but those are some of the 3 high-level ones. About a year after that, Satyam came on here for Storage Field Day 5. And that's where he announced a lot of the features that ultimately became our 2.0 version of our product. And again, very robust feature set, but the 2 things that were really interesting about FVP version 2.0 is one, we said we're not going to just do flash, we're actually going to now add RAM into the equation. So we created basically a distributed fault-tolerant memory architecture where basically we took RAM, which is a volatile technology, and turned it into a non-volatile medium that you can use for basically storage acceleration. So that was exciting. Then the other big thing we announced is in addition to just supporting block-based storage, we also offered the ability to do file-based storage and direct attached. So if you think about it, after 2.0, FVP was really on its way to being a ubiquitous storage acceleration solution. It optimized any VM by doing read and write acceleration. It runs on any server with VMware using flash or RAM, and it runs with any storage. To that end, FVP actually has been shipping for about 8 quarters now. Actually, about 6 quarters, I apologize. Just closed up our 6 quarters. In our first fiscal year, we set records in terms of enterprise revenue software. Today is actually deployed literally with almost every storage environment out there, from EMC to Nimble to HDS and NetApp, and running on almost every server platform out there, including HP, Dell, Cisco, UCS, you name it. In fact, we have a whole PernixData proven design format where we provide reference architectures for how FVP works with each of these other hardware infrastructures. The other thing that's interesting to note is that by our estimates, we're actually optimizing over 250,000 VMs today. But what's interesting is not only the quantity of those VMs, it's the range and the quality of those VMs, in that a lot of solutions come out and focus largely on niche applications like VDI. Right out of the gate, we started basically delivering an enterprise class platform that really works on all VMs. In fact, that chart in the middle is a screenshot from a survey we did with our user base. And as you can see, folks are using us for SQL Server. They're using us for Oracle. They're using us for VDI. They're using us for web hosting services. They're using us for cloud services. You name it. It spans the gamut. So one of the beautiful things about our solution is it really is being used across the field for every type of workload that's out there today. And here's a quick snapshot of some of those customers that are using it. There's about 450 customers using FEP today. About 30 of those are in the Global 2000. It ranges from small SMBs that are using our Essentials Plus platform all the way to enterprise class products that are using us, again, for 500 plus hosts.